Not even that pabulum could dull the memory of when he first saw Sergei Einstein's 1938 classic, Alexander Nevsky, in his town's opera house. The story of the great Russian hero of the 13th century moved him like nothing else in his life before or since. Now, sitting in stocking feet in the living room of his own stylish home, he could pop in a little platter and watch virtually anything he wanted. Tonight, it was Independence Day. Sarah was out at her weekly social gathering. Dmitri was proud of her accomplishments, too. A widow at 30, she had worked hard at a dress designing business and saw her 2 children through college. She still had a hand in the business, but after marriage to Dmitri, she had turned her attentions to more civic causes. She had become a fixture in the upscale community where they both lived. Best of all, she didn't ask detailed questions about his enterprises. They were a perfect fit. With a vodka in hand, Dmitri clicked the remote and started the movie. The lights in the house were off, save for the kitchen, where Sarah would enter from the garage. It would only be him, aliens, and Will Smith for the next couple of hours. He thought he heard a sound from the garage just after the credits finished. It was a thump of some kind, as if someone had dropped a soft bag on the floor. But no one could be in the garage, fixed as it was with a double security system. No one except Sarah could get inside without tripping the alarm. Maybe she was home early. No, it was too early. She hadn't been gone more than half an hour. Another possibility crossed his mind. There was a problem in the Hollywood Hills lately with, of all things, possums. Several times in the last few months, Dmitri had come face to muzzle with what he called giant rats in his backyard. One of them could have dropped onto his roof from one of the overhanging eucalyptus trees surrounding his house. If that were so, there was nothing to do about it. He went back to his movie. He did not hear a sound, but something told him he wasn't alone. It was instinct, born of the Soviet system where someone was always looking over your shoulder. Dmitri Chekhov hadn't felt that in a long time, but he felt it now. "Sarah?" he called. No answer. He got up from his easy chair and turned toward the front of his house. There was only darkness and shadow. Again, his mind told him no one could be inside. He had the finest security system money could buy. He needed it. The business he was in was not free from cutthroat competition. Literally. There were those out there who wanted in on the huge profit pie Chekhov had fashioned for himself. They were known to cut themselves pieces with sharpened knives and hollow-point bullets. But his house was secure. He decided to sweep through the house once, put his fears behind him, and get back to the talking toys. He had a .38 in the antique desk in his study. He went for it just in case. As he walked through the hallway, he flicked on the lights. No sudden image of an intruder. Nothing but cold emptiness. In the study, he found his gun in the drawer and quickly checked the chamber. Fully loaded. He couldn't remember the last time he fired the weapon. Probably last year, when he took it to the local firing range. He made a mental note to visit there again. It was time to brush up. Feeling more confident than fearful, he strode toward the kitchen. He turned on the lights and, as he expected, saw only the glistening tile and pine of his wife's newly remodeled kitchen. A basket of apples and bananas sat on the breakfast bar. He started feeling a little foolish then. He wasn't going to find anybody, let alone shoot anyone. He laughed, selected an apple, rubbed it on his shirt. He raised the apple to his mouth. He never got a bite. A hand covered his face and pulled his head back. A searing pain shot through his neck. Dmitri felt enough.